You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, ladies? How we doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge, where we toast the growth, where we be doing the most. So, nevertheless, y'all, I appreciate y'all for really taking that last content that I did and about Martell and Arion Air Mattress. I think that message really a lot of people really received that very well, because the problem is there's not enough of side chicks being held accountable for their actions. And it's a lot of us that are aware that this is an ongoing problem and we have to call them out on that. So if you did not check my last upload, in case you're new here, or maybe you guys busy within your week of your schedule, check out Ariane facing the harsh truth costing her peace. As a matter of fact, it is still, uploaded and available for your viewing pleasure. So if you have not, make sure you check it out. I got 5.6 thousand views on that, y'all. So slowly but surely I'm getting where I need to be. So again, I appreciate all y'all. I couldn't do it without y'all. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all putting other people on to my channel. You're sending other people to me to check me out. So I appreciate y'all, ladies. I'm very grateful. But enough of all that. Let me start off by saying this: any and everything I say in this video is based off of my own opinion for entertainment and educational purposes only. Now let's get into it. I thought it was imperative that I specifically did this segment on Mr. Marsau Scott. I've been people Mr. Scott for quite some time, and although I have not been heavily involved in the show, compared to the other queens I'm blogging, shout out to Caramel Rail, shout out to Truth Chit Chat with QT, True T, however, y'all, it's kind of late, so forgive me if I'm butchering anybody's name. Queen of Sheba. It's so many queens I'm blogging. I apologize, I can't think of all of y'all. Lovely T, hopefully she gets well as well. I heard she's under the weather, so prayers out to her. But y'all get my drift. Um, I took the time, and I'm going to have y'all on this journey with me. I took the time and I put together a lot of segments of Marsau so we can get a more clear, thorough um, understanding on his character, on his nature, and his manipulative tactics. And as we begin to stroll down this journey of the art of manipulation, Marsau's greatest hits, it's definitely going to speak a lot of volumes, and it is going to be a harsh reality that Letitia's not understanding. This man wants out of this marriage. He's slowly but surely crashing out. He's not taking it to the level that Martell is. But if Letitia doesn't wake up and smell the coffee, she's going to find herself hella miserable trying to hold on to a man in an image to try to protect herself from embarrassment. But what's going to happen is she's thinking she's going to save face by staying in her marriage, thinking that um, she doesn't want other people to be exposed to any cracks or flaws in her marriage. But this is the problem. We're noticing it even as she continues to remain in this marriage. Now, I will say this. I think when it comes to marriage, that's a very sacred, delicate thing. no one should influence or encourage a woman to leave her marriage if she really does not want to. However, reality is reality. And you can lie to yourself and make yourself believe that you're better than other women because you still have your marriage, or you feel like because you've looked down on other women so badly and you've judged and made a mockery out of everybody else's marriage while you placed your marriage on a pedestal. Now you're too embarrassed to humble yourself and say, you know what, ladies, y'all may have a point. I did look down on other women. I did think I was one of the last women standing. I did think I was going to be the one to um, get that front seat that Melody once had, because Melody's marriage did not succeed. I'm going to make sure that mine does. And I will also say this: you have a lot of women who can only find happiness by measuring and comparing and keeping score of the flaws in their marriage compared to others. So, me personally, I strongly believe that Letitia was probably one of those women that did not have the best of self-esteem when she met Marsau. And when she did get attention from him, she really thought that she was the prima donna, because she probably never even imagined a guy having any interest in her, let alone wanting to love her, marry her, and have children and build a future with her. So I believe when Letitia was courted by Marsau, or vice versa, I don't know how that aspect of the foundation of the marriage went, but I think she really got on her high horse when she met a man that was interested in her and seemed to be pursuing her. Letitia strikes me as that type of female that really thought she had it in the bag then, and she was determined to prove to everyone, more importantly herself, because I believe at this point she's trying to convince herself more than anybody else that her marriage is in a good standing place. There's no cracks, there's no flaws, and all these haters out here who don't want to see her be greater. She is determined to prove everybody wrong, and more so, she knows that if Marsau eventually gets tired of playing the game and helping her to upkeep an image that he's obviously showing he's struggling trying to upkeep, then basically she's going to have to eat all the words. She's going to have to um, manage through all the embarrassment that's going to come her way when Marsau decides that I don't want to help you pretend live in this lie. It's time for me to make whatever choice I need to make. But we're going to go into that because Marsau is a man of much strategy. And whether you like him or hate him, Marsau is a smooth, city slick operator. And we're going to go into the element of that. We're going to study that. We're going to break it down to the lowest common denominator. We got a whole lot to discuss with this, y'all. So get your bucket of popcorn, get your iced coffee, whatever you got to do, get you a glass of wine, because we are going to break it down to the science. We're going to get down to the lowest common denominator. So let's start with just a little tiny history, and I'm not going to bore y'all too much with that. So we already know Marsau and Letitia Scotts are known as the Scams. They are a part of the Love in Tragicsville, what we know as Love in Huntsville, Love and Marriage in Huntsville reality show, in which they were one of the couples that um, appeared to, for the most part, have it all together, appeared to be that they were on a team, that they were always on the same page. So, uh, unlike Melody's and Martell's marriage that did not sustain the test of time, because Melody was not about the fake the funk just to prove her happiness to everybody. Melody, let me tell you something, Melody's a Scorpio. So she already knew that once she came to the reality that she was going to end her marriage, she already knew that everybody was going to have a field day with it. She already knew that people who was wishing the worst for her and Martell, she already knew that they were going to be um, throwing together their pom poms, cheering and low key, um, being excited for her losses. And nevertheless, it all was based off of the fact that Martell was the one who made the decision to ruin something they could have really had meaningful. And they were the top notch couple on the show. Melody and Martell, until Martell got on his fuckboy behavior and started frolicking with the Angry Bird, and the rest is history. And we already know how that ended up going. So in Tisha's mind, she finally felt like her threat, her competition was gone. Now this was her moment. Now that Martell and Melody storyline is has um pretty much descended due to Melody taking the high road and Melody understanding the paycheck and the views ain't worth the disrespect and the humiliation. I'm gonna let y'all have this and do what y'all do. And ever since then, Melody has accelerated and she's doing well despite bumps in the roads and having to go to court and still enduring Martell's mayhem. She's still persevering. So Letitia thought at that point in time, now they can make the show more so about them. Let's not act like Letitia did not want to be Melody. Let's not act like she didn't want to be a boss lady like Melody. Let's not act like she didn't want to be an independent woman like Melody. But this was the problem. Having a man like Marsau, you'll never ever have that advantage to be like Melody. And we're going to play a lot of interesting clips. That is going to make my points very, very valid as we go on. So make sure y'all hit that like button if you have not already. Now, Marsau and Letitia Scott got married on September 2nd, 2006. As of 2026, they have been married for nearly 20 years. They met while attending Alabama Agriculture and Mechanical University. They began dating during college before eventually marrying in 2006. While they haven't publicly shared the exact date they became a couple, they constantly said they were college sweethearts. Um, from what we know, at least from what they display, Marsau Scott is a commercial general contractor and a businessman. Of course, he owns the nightclub Black. Letitia Scott is a real estate developer, entrepreneur, and business owner. She has owned and operated businesses and property manager and real estate development, allegedly. They became nationally known in 2019 when they joined Love and Marriage in Huntsville as one of the original couples. The series follows successful Black entrepreneurs in Huntsville while documenting their marriages, friendships, businesses, and personal conflicts. And let's just be honest, the show went from sugar to shit. It's only surviving due to the fact that people really want to see when the skeletons are going to start falling out the closet. And slowly but surely, the longer you stay on these reality shows, especially if your marriage is really not intact, it's going to start to crumble. You're not going to be able to keep up the charades. At some point, your problems are going to start manifesting. And we're going to go into all of that. So, no further ado, we're going to take a trip down memory lane. And again, please make sure y'all hit the like button. Any clips that I show in this content is for fair use only and for educational and entertainment purposes only. So let's get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video in which I put all these clips together for y'all. So, okay, just one moment. Just bear with me. Okay. All right, so let me get into that. Okay, here it is right here. All right, y'all. I got a lot of these. Okay, so basically, what I'm going to be doing is stopping, pausing, interjecting as we go along. Again, it does keep the copyright down to a minimum. And because there's so much mask so much different mask to Marsau. I'm gonna have to interject from time to time because it's just so much manipulation going on with him that we're going to have to dissect it and break it down to the smallest particles. So y'all just gonna have to bear with me. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of interjecting. Okay. So let's start with this first part. Now some parts I might speed up if I feel like it's irrelevant and it's just dead air. I don't want to do that. So let's get into it. Oops, my bad, y'all. This one. Fair use, fair use, fair use, everybody. Fair use. Okay, so of course, we got food truck Wanda, of course, in the building. Um food trap truck queen. Basically in this scene, if y'all can remember, this is when Marcel decided to get a vasectomy and he did not um tell Letitia that he was going to go get one. Now, keep in mind, I want you to peep the manipulation. Now, there was discussions that he was going to eventually get a vasectomy, but it was just common discussions. Nevertheless, he made the decision to actually go through with it and not run it by Tisha, not even mention it to her, not let her in on it. Because if you understand, a vasectomy is a permanent procedure. Well, I guess it can be reversed. I'm not sure on that, but that was a very detrimental decision that Marceau should have included Tisha in, and he did not do that because he wanted to make sure that when he made this decision that she would not be able to intrude or give any input. So as a wife, that is a very detrimental decision that your husband decided to get a vasectomy, because that means now he has prevented you from wanting to extend the family. Now, we're not talking about a baby daddy. We're not talking about a boyfriend. We're talking about a husband, okay? So this is just a touch of how inconsiderate Marceau has always been to Letitia's feelings and to her desires. But like I said, we're going to do so much dissecting. We got a lot of mental surgery we're going to be doing. But from what I can see, yes, vasectomies can be reversed. But of course, that's a lot of money, time, and energy. But let's get back into this. Okay? See how this is another manipulative strategy. Will joke about a serious topic. That is his way of deflecting. That way, she is not, she's kind of cornered in a sense, because again, he's laughing it off, but you can tell by the look at her face that that's devastating. That a man will go, your husband will permanently get a procedure done to where you cannot have any more children from him, and he did not um include you on that, and then he's joking about it. How and she said, because she's always trying to make Marceau understand what it's like to be in her shoes. How would you feel if I had the procedure? Well, I would give you a present. So in other words, Letitia's feelings have always been a joke. He never really takes it in. He never really takes into account how his decisions that he makes, how it can affect her.
Babe, just the medicine. Your appointment was today. What time? Who took you? Marcel took me. Okay. Well, no. Not my wife. Because you did not confirm with me. Marcel and I have been distant lately. And the fact that he had a vasectomy done today and did remind me is clear that we have a communication problem. And that worries me. So my thing is that
it's not that y'all have a communication problem. He just chooses not to communicate certain things with you. And we're going to notice that that is a continuous pattern. And when you when you start allowing your husbands to develop certain habits within the marriage of them pretty much making decisions and not communicating things with you, they get very comfortable with that. And then when you finally have allowed it for months and months at a time, and now you want to put your foot down and address it, either they're going to disregard it or deflect from it or laugh and joke it off and make it seem like it's not that serious. But nevertheless, this is what happens when you allow your feelings being disregarded to constantly become a habit for him, and he's never had any consequences for doing so.
And somebody tell you that, oh, your husband's been cheating on you, and then now for the past 3 months you've been hanging out late, saying that you're working on stuff, and you've been abandoning me. Like, I feel like you're not showing me any attention, any affection, or anything at home. I've been trying to balance all this stuff and still make sure you're taken care of, make sure the kids are taken care of, but I'm the one that's not getting anything in return right now from you. Because you're always been doing all this other stuff. I told you. So does that make it okay for you not to show me any attention? No, baby, just because you decided that, hey, I want to go out and better myself, doesn't mean the world stops. We still have bills, we still have investments, we still got uptown, we still got black, we still got hotel bills, we still got scope, we still got infinity properties, all these. And we still have each other. We should be the core of everything. Okay, you know, that sounds good. That sounds like a Facebook. No, it doesn't. No, that sounds like something. Okay. That's why when I told you, I was like, Marsau, I like flowers. I was like, I wish you would give me flowers more. And he was like, okay, babe, I'll make that happen. That have not even happened.
So I want to pump the brakes. As you're going to notice in many, many scenes, Marsau is quick to use his businesses as an excuse, as a defense mechanism as to why he doesn't feel it's necessary to be home, that he feels it's not necessary for him to include her in on certain things. He has been using the business card for quite some time, and you're going to notice that in plenty of scenes. We got scope, we got black, we got this, we got that. And you have a lot of husbands who, for the ones who start checking out mentally in their marriages, in other words, they really don't want the marriage. They're just surviving it. They're just, you know, dealing with it, but they really don't have any real means of putting any effort into it. Basically, they're just hanging in there until they decide what they really want to do when they get tired of pretending and playing along to get along. That is what he does. I notice a lot. He will use his business as a reason as to why he can't be more attentive, he can't be more available, and you're going to see that that is a constant pattern. Now she's getting ready to go into him not being attentive enough as far as not bringing flowers and being more romantic and things of that nature.
There's a thing called flowers, and there's a thing called ornaments. And there's a thing called making your wife feel special, making your wife feel like you're thinking about her, and making your wife feel like you want her. You know how I do it? You know how I do it? I work my ass off.
This is another continuous pattern. Make no mistake about it. Every man on this planet knows, even the most pathetic ones, that women love the simple things. We like flowers. We like to go to the movies. We like to go to dinner. even the most no good gut bucket dudes, they know that this is something that women expect. So what has happened to Marsau in this case, he just sees marriage as a chore for him. He does not see any real reasons in putting any effort, time, or putting into any more real thoughts and consideration into making his wife feel more desirable, making her feel more wanted, because in his mind, he's not interested in making her feel desired. And mostly when a husband no longer has interest in making you feel desired, it is because he has already checked out. At this point, he just sees marriage as a chore. In other words, we're married, you're supposed to cook, clean, make sure the kids are good. Meanwhile, I have the advantage of when I want to escape reality of marriage, I can go um out with my Martell and my brother Maurice. I can go hang out at the club, and use the hanging out as the club as a mean of that's how I do business. And that's how you're able to get away with going to the club because you own the club. So therefore you use the club as a reason for you to have to be out. And basically, he has no interest in being a family man. He has no interest in being a husband. And you have some married men that are men with families, but that don't mean they're a family man. Okay. And what has happened is Marsau has been with Tisha for so long, he's just not really feeling her anymore like that. Now, I would not say that he doesn't love her. I'm sure he loves her as far as she's been with him since college. They have all their children together. And yes, she weathered some storms, but a man can love you but not want to be with you, not want to continue to have a future with you. But because Marsau does not want to look like the bad guy, he's not going to flat out just divorce Tisha. He's not going to flat out tell her you can get the hell on. I don't want this marriage. He's not. He does not want to come off as the villain. So what he will do is he will do a lot of disrespectful things within the marriage to irritate Tisha. So she will be the one to get frustrated and want to end it. But we all know Letitia is not that kind of woman. She can know her marriage is sinking like the Titanic ship, and despite that, she is going to hold on like a bad tooth, regardless of what. So this is where the frustration is building. This is where the pot is boiling hot, because Martell really want. I'm saying Martell. Marsau, all these goddamn M's. Marsau really wants out, and he been wanting out for a long time. Okay, but Marsau wants to be a bachelor. He wants to be one of those men that can live his life, come and go as he wants, and not have to answer to anybody, and not have to explain himself. So because neither one of them are willing to keep it real, at least not now, until one of them get to the point. And I know it's not going to be Letitia. Marsau is going to have to be the one that say, you know what, I weathered this storm as long as I can. I love you, I love my kids, but I just don't want to be a husband. He don't have the balls to say that. But depending on how deep things get, if he starts frolicking too heavy in the streets, or he starts frolicking too heavy with like an air mattress type situation, of course, no kids are going to get involved because he got a vasectomy. But if he gets to enjoy the world too much, he's going to start getting irritated with her every time she tries to pull him in and make him focus and zoom back in on being a husband, because that is not what he really wants. Marsau is itching to get back out there in the streets. Okay. But because he knows he has an image to maintain, and he does want to be responsible, but the problem is he wants to do him, and he knows he can't do both. So any opportunity he can, he's going to use it to his advantage. But that is what's really going on. Letitia won't let go, and Marsau wants to let go and do his own thing. So this is where all the manipulative tactics come in. As you can see, Letitia is yearning. She's pouring her heart out. You can tell she's desperately trying to communicate with him, trying to make him see, I value you. I value us. I value our marriage, but you're not reciprocating that same energy. You're being too chill. You're being too laid back. And that is because there's no deep psychology to this. Marsau is not in love with his wife anymore. He does not want to be a family man. He loves his family, but he does not want to be a family man. Let's continue.
Work is not everything. You have to balance that, Marsau. You feel like just because you like that work and you make money, you have to do nothing else. Well, that's what you're saying. I've been working big old government. Yes, that's part of things too. But also, I am too. Okay. The kids too. Like, you can't just be working all the time and you can't make time to eat dinner with us, play games with us. Like, that's not
Because he's not a family man. He's just a man with a family. He is tired. He is tired of faking the funk and playing the role of being a husband, playing the role of being a father. The man don't even want to be around his own children. Listen, whenever a man wants to be at work more than he wants to be home, red flag. Please make sure y'all hit that like button, by the way, if you have not already done so. The man is constantly working because he'd rather be anywhere but with his own family and in his own household. Now, in the event, if Tisha were one to hold down everything, entertain the kids by herself, be the one to create all the family outings and ideas by herself and not push him and not press him to participate, he will be okay with that. But every time she comes to him pressing, he gets frustrated. And for a man to get frustrated and always use his work as an excuse for not wanting to be with you or the kids, that is because he does not want to be with you. But we're going to continue some more. I don't have to convince y'all. It's more to show. Okay, this is another one. I'm just showing y'all different scenarios.
He needs to acknowledge it with him, not with me. When finding out what's going on. So I called me on three-way with the guy. I'm asking the guy what's going on. That's it now. I want to know what's going on. We're talking about me firing my... I'm not going to fire my... without knowing what's going on. What the hell is going on? She gets mad at me. Now, look, I called her to tell her what's going on. She doesn't show up. She doesn't show up. And I'm supposed to call her and run up behind her to tell her information? Girl, please get the hell up out of here with that bull crap. Ain't nobody gonna run up behind your ass to tell you no information. So you want to be mad, get glad, scratch your ass. I don't give a...
Okay, rest in peace to Kiki, y'all. But Kiki was time for Tisha. Okay, Letitia wants to be the only one to bring it, but she doesn't like when other people bring it to her. Okay, so basically, Kiki, hey, I'm trying to give you some information and put you on and let you know that I know what's going on with your dude, and you think I'm gonna run behind you and run you down because you so badly want to believe you got this perfect marriage, you got this perfect image. So anytime anybody has any information about your dude, you totally blow them off, you totally disregard it because you just mean that you are better than everybody else. You just mean that you're going to hold down a marriage with a man who does not have the same energy. He's not reciprocating the same energy. And this will frustrate any woman that's in the company of a female that's like this, that acts like her marriage is holier than thou and that she's totally oblivious. And that's why I don't even rock with women who act like that, who are so above, who think that they are so above not having to go through what other women have gone through. And the fact that she's made a mockery out of other women and their hardships in their marriage, it does frustrate you when you see a woman that's sitting there and totally being oblivious, acting like she's not even acknowledging what you're saying. Because we all know Letitia wants everybody to acknowledge when she's saying something. She wants you to make sure that you acknowledge her presence. But in this particular scene, Kiki was in her feelings because Letitia is sitting there playing the part with Marsau because Marsau has trained her like a puppy. When somebody comes at you about me, don't say anything. Don't address it. And that's another manipulative tactic. Marsau has trained Tisha that anytime people attack her about him, with the rumors of him frolicking with other females or coming at her about what he's doing and about, all of his fuckboy shenanigans, she is trained in this particular scene not to even address it. Because Marsau done already had that pep talk with her. Like a parent has that pep talk with their kids before they go in the store. Okay, now look here. When we go in Walmart, don't ask for nothing. Don't look at nothing. Don't even point at nothing. They already, rest assured, Marsau already gave her this pep talk. That's why the whole time she's being quiet. That ain't like Letitia not to respond because Marsau has already trained her, and that's one of his manipulative tactics. If anybody bring up anything about what I'm doing or what they think I'm doing and you respond, that's just going to make matters worse. When really the actuality is Marsau don't want Letitia responding to anything because he knows that if she goes for the juggler and pisses off the person that does have valid information on what he is doing, that is going to expose him. But let's continue. There's more clips to come, y'all.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Hey, I'm telling you, we're not doing this. Hey, I know. Hey, chill out. So this what we on now? Yeah, that's exactly what we on. Okay. Hey, Reese. Hey, where Reese at?
All right.
It's having a tough time doing what you asked.
Now, this is the next scene. Notice Marsau said that the whole time. Didn't say a word until Kiki took it up to another level and threw the drink in her face. Now he feels like as a husband, he needs to stand and say something. Now I want y'all to peep this scene as well. I want to play that back. Rest in peace to Kiki.
You asked her to do. Shut the hell up.
Okay, let me put that back, y'all. It's that one up part there.
You asked her to do. Shut the hell up. Well, she can't shut up. So how did...
That's that one sentence. I'm gonna just let it play.
I know. Hey, chill out. So this what we on now? Yeah, that's exactly what we on. Okay. Hey, Reese. Hey, where Reese at? What? Is having a tough time doing what you asked her to do. Shut the hell up. Well, she can't shut up. So how does she answer the question then? To where she's not crying in the club like a basic person was. Well, she's having a tough time doing it. Can you help her? All you can do is shut the wrong door. They didn't say anything to Tisha that they didn't want Tisha to respond. They called Tisha a dog, she barked. They said this, they had Tisha on leash. What's that? Okay, babe. If you proud of how you acted, be that. When I did so bad, I got jumped up and slapped so. Think about what you just done, and you have two daughters. Right now, you ever look at somebody else? He's like her. It's not a Facebook post. It's not a I'm sorry tomorrow. This is life. This is our moment in time.
Now, I want to pause right here. Now, if y'all can remember, this was during a reunion when Melody was still a part of the cast. And I think at that time, that was when Melody and Martell was calling out a few things about Marsau, these alleged rumors, these alleged allegations about him frolicking and dealing with other women, and the fact that she was getting ready to argue and debate with them. Now, keep in mind, she was getting ready to debate with them out of defending her husband. But because Marsau knows he's living a dirty lifestyle outside of his marriage, he wants Letitia to be quiet and not trigger people who come at her about him because, again, Marsau is manipulative and he strategically wants Letitia to be quiet and not trigger people because people who know Marsau's real dirt, they're going to bring it out. They're going to expose it. So what he's doing to save his ass, it has nothing to do with he's worrying about how she behaves and you letting people get to you, and somebody if somebody call you a dog, you barking, you always responded. No, if somebody's coming at you telling you your husband a hoe, he no good, he a liar, he got all these women. If you're a woman who's protective of her marriage and her husband, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, you're not gonna come for me and my dude. You're not gonna be sitting up here saying this, and that, and the third. Instead of Marsau looking at it like, okay, my wife is defending me. She understands I'm not that guy. He telling her, you need to shut the fuck up. Like, in other words, do you not realize I did a lot of dirty shit out here? I don't need you pissing people off and you pushing the wrong buttons, especially somebody like Martell, because we know Martell is a button pusher. And the fact that Tisha doesn't really know Marsau has done all kind of dirt with Martell, and Martell knows a lot of stuff on him. She's just asking innocent questions. She's just doing what any other wife would do. So, so you claim you know my husband doing this? Oh, really? How you know my husband is doing that? This is a manipulative strategy that Marsau basically does not want Tisha challenging people who know his damn dirt. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Especially Martell, especially Melody. He don't want Tisha challenging or getting bold in confronting people who he know can expose him and call him out for stuff that Tisha don't know him about. On the other, so what he's doing is he's making Letitia feel like you're an idiot for allowing people to say things to get you riled up to where you are responding and you are asking questions. As I stated before, it has nothing to do with him feeling like Tisha is acting out of character. He's just clearly stated, if you read in between the lines, I want you to shut the fuck up. In other words, I want you to be quiet. Because the more you keep saying shit, you pissing people off that's going to air out my dirt that you and millions of the other viewers out here don't know. Okay? So I'm going to need you to be quiet, but he's not going to say it like that. I'm going to need you to be the bigger person. No, I'm going to need you to be the person that's not going to piss off the people who know my damn dirt. Okay? And she's sitting there and she's soaking it up. She's taking it in. She's lost. She's not understanding why so much hostility against me when I'm only trying to figure out why people coming at you. Because when people come at your husband, listen, it's the same as them coming at you. If they say your husband a slut, your husband a dog, that's insulting you. So she's lost because she can't decipher why is Marsau angry with me. And I'm just asking questions or responding off the merit that they are disrespecting us, our marriage. We're supposed to be as one. We're supposed to be a team. Now, keep in mind, Marsau picks and chooses when he wants him and Tisha to be a team. In this note, he wants them to be a team as far as both of us shut the fuck up. Marsau's like this. If we don't say anything, eventually there'll be dead air and the conversation will change. They'll have to shift gears. But as long as you go back and forth questioning, well, what you mean, you know, where Marsau was? Well, what you mean Marsau was answering the phone? See, that gives more room to provoke Martell in his giving out more information. And Marsau does not want exposure at all. Most manipulative men, they don't like being found out. Okay, so that's the reason she's sitting there. And he does this all the time. Don't just look at these scenes. This is what he does to her all the time. He makes Letitia feel like doo-doo because she's not understanding. I'm just asking questions. I'm just looking out for us. And you hate me for it. Notice, our irony, Marsau don't have energy for people who come at him like that or his wife like that. Why? Because these are the same people that got too much dirt on them. He knows he cannot afford to go toe-to-toe.
Your moment in time is now, and you have to choose that. You have to choose that every time. Now, that sounds good. Ain't no cameras on. It sounds good. Ain't nobody here. This is practice.
And in practice, we got it. But then as soon as something happens, all right, motions come take place, and all of a sudden, we're going crazy. Like, we don't own stuff.
Like, in other words, I done trained and programmed your ass before we left the house. Okay, listen, babe, listen. Martell, you know how he is. When them cameras come on, you know, he's going to be coming for you. He's going to be coming for me. I'm going to need you to have your A game on. I'm going to need you to stay focused. I don't need you to fall into Martell shenanigans. I'm going to need you to be a woman. I'm going to need you to be on your best behavior, because we cannot allow people to see us not at our best, because that is what they want. But Marsau, like, when if Martell, like, you know, starts saying things to, like, you know, belittle our marriage, and he starts being disrespectful. But listen, Tisha. What did I just say? I said, I need you to put on your grown woman boots and represent us in a positive manner, in a positive way. But Marsau, so you mean I should just sit there and let people say what they want to say, and I shouldn't even call them out? I mean, how is that not defending us? I'm not supposed to defend us. I'm not supposed to protect us. Listen, Tisha, you can protect us by shutting the fuck up. Let's continue. Hit that like button. He trained the ass before they got there, and she allowed her emotions to get the best of her, and it's pissing Marsau off because he already told her ass before they got there what to do.
Like, we are not who we say we are. No, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Why are we even trying to be good parents if we're going to sit up here on national TV?
You notice how he threw in how we're gonna be good parents. Martell, I keep messing up on the M, y'all. Forgive me. Marsau, when did we become so concerned about parenting when you don't even want to take your kids to the 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee? He knows how to play on her. He feels like since she does value being a mother, he's using that as a mother, as a parent. And he's stressing this because he's so angry that as soon as they got there, she fell for the okie doke when they probably had 20 rehearsals. Tisha, okay, what are we gonna do when we get there? What are we gonna say when we get there? How are we gonna behave when we get there? He probably preached her to death and lectured her to death, and he's pissed because, again, Marsau wants Tisha like a goddamn robot. And when she goes out of alignment, he's angry because he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. He's frustrated. And everybody's viewing. And Tisha's is seeing his frustration. And because she's so in love with him, although he's not in love with her, you notice she's quiet. She's taking in his emotions. She's not trying to talk over him. She's not trying to condone or justify, because she really feels like she hurt his feelings. His feelings ain't hurt. He's embarrassed. That's all it is. He ain't giving a shit about feelings. He's embarrassed. His ego is because Tisha went against the strategy that he already had planned for them before they got there. All right, this is the next one.
Permission, I'm telling you I'm gonna do it.
So I'm thinking that you've been reading the comments.
What comments?
I mean, you're not asking for approval, so you must have been reading the comments. So
first of all, you're messy. You're so messy because you post that picture of the guy's Atlanta trip with Reese in it, and Reese was like, I wasn't there.
Have you and Marsau ever been around Martell to see the feelings that he has for her? Well, yes. Reese wants to be this lawyer that answers questions on a technical basis. And he's like, no. Because the question was, did you have interaction with her? Oh, no. I wasn't there having interactions. You were there.
But you know what we're not gonna do? Because a girl wants to be relevant.
She can do it.
Did you see all the things she put back after you post that picture? All
Now remember, this was when they had they fuck boy getaway. And that's when, this is the earlier seasons in which Martell was so bold with disrespecting his marriage that he was bringing Arion Bird Brain along. And of course, because there's bro code, they knew Arion Air Mattress was there. And it made Arion and Martellum, all feel some type of way when Marsau had posted that picture. And he did that out of spite, because as much as Marsau likes to talk about being an adult and being responsible and not allowing other people to get to you, Marsau makes the rules as he goes. When he wants to be petty and childish, he wants to be petty and childish. And he's not going to allow anybody to tell him, well, babe, wait a minute. You don't need to be posting that picture. Maurice said he wasn't there. Why are you being messy? See, Marsau wants to be the only one to guide the marriage. And anytime you're in a marriage in which your husband wants to be the brain for the both of y'all, you done signed up for a lifetime of misery.
y'all cheaters. All and the last one of them cheaters. He ain't got no drop of proof nowhere. A couple of years ago, it was male. And then now, oh girl, it's like my friend, he was messing with my friend for years. And she's in love, so she's not gonna come forward.
But look at me, Tisha. Stop.
Okay.
What you're doing is exactly what you said you wouldn't.
Okay, stop. I'm gonna eat.
This is not going to be beneficial. I promise you in the end.
He wants her to stop pressing and stop talking about the fact that Arion at that time was stating Martell is the only one that cheat. All of them cheat. And the reason Letitia was bringing this up is because she is feeling some type of way that Arion is also placing Marsau, her husband, in that same light as well. So basically, she's just trying to tell Marsau that, oh yeah, old girl, which we know they're talking about Air Mattress. Yeah, old girl is up here insinuating y'all been out there like that and y'all all cheaters and this and that. And of course, like you always say, this is what we're not going to do. We're not going to feed into this. We're not going to discuss this. We're not going to talk about this. I'm going to need you to stop. The reason why I'm going to need you to stop is, for one, you're on national TV discussing this. I don't want none of my Jezebels. I don't want none of my side chicks seeing this. I don't want Martell and the rest of the guys hearing you say this, because we all been smashing and passion and partaking and running trains. I'm not no more innocent than Martell is, so I don't need you poking the bear by constantly bringing up anything about that situation, because my hands ain't clean with that either. So the last thing I want to do is discuss that situation and throw Martell or throw anybody else up under the bus, in exception to Maurice, because Maurice ain't gonna have that smoke for him like Martell would. I need you to not discuss this. Let's continue. Hit that like button, y'all. Let's go.
It's one of those times that we sit back and you're like, babe, why didn't you tell me to stop? I'm saying stop. But I'm telling you to stop right now.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, no. So this what a girl said.
Babe.
She said,
listen,
once I get 1,000.
Stop. I'm telling you, stop.
You have to listen to this.
I'm telling you,
okay, I'm gonna stop.
Don't give them what they want.
Don't give them what they want, because I don't need them giving me up. You poking the bear. You laughing and making a mockery out of other people's situation. And I was involved with these same people in other unethical situations, and you poking the bear. I need you to leave it alone. I need you to stop coming for them. I need you to stop talking about them. I need you to stop poking the bear, because eventually they're going to start putting all my business out there. It's not about him trying to make her be more mature and not talk bad about other people. He don't want Tisha not talking bad about other people, because those other people she's talking bad about, they know too much about him. Let's go.
The second you start responding to what they said, they control you.
The second, what he's really saying is, the second you start responding to what they say, now eventually you make them mad enough, they're going to start telling you more information about me. Now, the thing he is telling her, the second you respond, they're going to control you. No, you want to be the one to control her because you know they have too much information on you.
I don't like what people say. I don't like the potential of the implications. I don't like the negativity behind it. But let me tell you something. Nobody calls you a dog and expects you not to bark. The worst thing you can do is when they call you a dog, bark.
And she sits there like a little child. And she becomes quiet like, oh, I made daddy mad. She looks so disappointed, like daddy is upset. Oh my goodness. That's just straight manipulative tactic. He knows Tisha is a bird. And he knows Tisha does not know what other people know. Okay. It's kind of like, for instance, to give y'all an idea, let's say you and somebody robbed a bank together, all right? And you know you got away with the money and the other person didn't, right? And because you didn't get caught, unlike the other person who you robbed the bank with did, you got your significant other, oh, they so stupid, they so dumb. How they gonna sit there and rob a bank knowing they can get caught, knowing there's cameras everywhere? Man, that's crazy. It's gonna make you feel some type of way like, wait a minute, don't go in too deep now, because you know you was involved in that same situation. So therefore, because your partner don't know it like you know it, you're gonna take some offense to it, and that's kind of what's going on. Next scene is this.
Argue with my husband, so I could not.
Okay, moving forward. All right, next scene. Make sure y'all hit the
Where
like.
are you going?
Just a little small event with Mel.
How long did you know about this event, babe?
She just asked me a couple of hours ago.
And how come I didn't know a couple hours ago?
Because I haven't talked to you. I don't want to argue with my husband, so I could not let him know that I actually found out about this event yesterday.
So basically, you intentionally waited to the last minute because you know Marsau does not care for you making time for anyone else but him. So she intentionally, in this particular scene, because she knows how Marsau is, she knows Marsau is not the kind of husband you can't really tell him you got other plans with other people because he's going to make you feel guilty. He's and it's a manipulative tactic. For one, Marsau has always wanted Tisha home. Okay. Most unfaithful husbands or husbands who are checking out their marriage, they really don't have any interest in you exploring other things outside the marriage other than them and the kids. They want you to only be for them and for the kids. They want your world to be small and just confined to them, because the less that you expose yourself to other things, the less you want to seek that independence and the less you want to just only serve them, right? And that's what's going on. And she knew that. So in this particular scene, she uses her own manipulative tactic by not saying anything. Because let me tell you how that conversation would have went. Marsau, babe, I'm always home, with the kids, and I'm always cooking, I'm always cleaning, and not that I have a problem with it, because I love my babies, I love you, so I don't mind, like, always doing my part as a wife and as a mother. But at the end of the day, Mel did reach out to me, and she was like, hey, can we go out for some drinks and have a girls' time, and I just wanted to know what you thought about that. Would you have a problem with me and Mel going out and having some drinks and having a girls' night? Why I got to have a girls' night? I mean, don't you got things you got to do here? Yeah, Marcel, I know that, but I'm always home, and that is the reason I'm here every night. I'm always with the kids. I'm always taking care of the household, but I just really want that moment for myself, where I can just lay my hair down and have a good time, have some drinks, I know I can't do it all the time, but what's wrong with just going just for the night? Well, first of all, Tisha, out of respect for me as your husband, you should have told me ahead of time. No, you not told me. You should have asked me ahead of time. How you don't know I didn't have something I had to do? How you didn't know I have a meeting at the job at Black tonight? And you up here talking about wanting to have a girls' night out. Do you not understand that you need to be here with the kids so I can continue to have these meetings and these businesses so I can keep making money for us? What's more important? You having a girls' night out or you being here with the kids, taking care of home, doing the things that's required of you so that way I can continue to keep making things happen for us. But nah, see, here it is. You're thinking about yourself. Because you knew good and well I got things more important going on than to be worried about you and the girls' night. Nah. I'm against that. You have to call Mel. Y'all gonna have to do this another time. This ain't about to work on my dime. Now y'all know, and even she knew, he would have gave her every every excuse in the world not to go out with Mel, and she knew it. That's why she intentionally waited till the last minute. But Marsau, being the manipulative monster that he is, just peep how he responds and how he acts. Let's continue.
You pick your battles in a marriage and tell little bitty white lies.
My off day doesn't.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Marsau does not take lightly to little lies, even though he has told you big ones. Let me tell you, ladies, something. Narcissistic husbands like this, even if you tell them a little lie, they will use it against you. What you think is a little lie, they think it's a huge lie. But I'll continue.
All of a sudden become your playground.
Play that back.
Argue with my husband, so I could not let him know that I actually found out about this event yesterday. You pick your battles in a marriage and tell little bitty white lies.
My off day doesn't all of a sudden become your playground.
My off day doesn't become your playground. You're not gonna look for me to do any husbandly or fatherly duties on my day off. Child, bye.
If you're gonna go somewhere, I'm fine with that, but just make sure that the kids taken care of. See, in the beginning, when you start talking about I want to get my license, I don't mind that. I want you to go out there and blossom and fly. You're a peacock, fly, okay? But this is fundamental. All of a sudden, hey, I got this thing. Can you stay home with the kids?
Next time, I'll give you a 24 hours notice.
No, don't give me a 24-hour notice, babe. Give me a 12-year notice.
Okay, well, I'm going to need you to watch your kids sometimes.
No.
So, this is like a non-negotiable right here.
This is not non-negotiable.
Other words, Marsau did not have children to be a family man. More than likely, it was Tisha who wanted children more than he did. This man does not, I'm going to keep saying it. He's a man with a family, but he doesn't want to be a family man. Anytime a man is agitated, when you ask him to keep his own kids, when you tell him, hey, I want to go out and do a girls' night, well, you going to make sure the kids good? Ninja, what the hell do you mean? These are your kids too. No, well, you got to make sure the kids are straight. Okay, make the kids straight. How? Meaning get somebody else to keep them. I'm thinking once I leave the kids with you, the kids are straight. This is a man who has no desire to be a family man. That's why he's losing his cool, because he like, how dare you make me be a father? You know, I didn't sign up to be a father. I got kids, but I don't want to be a father. Okay, you don't need to throw this on my lap and make me be a family man, because that's not my interest. I don't have the desire. I have kids, but I'm not a family man. So as you can see, that's why his eyebrows was arching up like Satan. He's feeling some type of way because he like, you played me. I don't want no 24 hour. I want to know 12 years in advance, because you know why he wants to know 12 years in advance, because the more in advance that she tells him, he can come up with excuses. See, because it's a last minute thing, he can't manipulate it and come up with excuses. Y'all, listen, this is, I got to hand it to Marsau. He is a master mind manipulator. He got Martell beat. Only difference is he just don't have a baby, and he didn't move in with an airhead who has a Section A apartment. But let's continue.
Today, right now, this moment, it is. Like, this conversation for watching the kids for 2 hours.
Wait. You're trying to say this right here is non-negotiable?
First of all, a man that's used to having his wife trained to his program and his system, he's not going to take it lightly when all of a sudden you decide to get the balls out the blue. I'm standing on business. If those cameras wasn't there, I guarantee you it would have went totally left. That's why he had to stand up, because he's blow. This ain't the T-Shy I know. Where did you get all this confidence? Where did you get all of the balls? Where did you get the strength to have all this clap back? Where did this come from? He's discombobulated because the nature of the narcissistic ninja, once he has programmed his wife to be a certain way and she starts doing things differently outside of the program, this becomes a threat to him, because he now has to up the ante to lock her in to make sure that control stays solid. So yes, you cannot challenge the narcissistic ninja that has always pretty much ran everything.
Can you just do it for me like this one time? It's supposed to be a partnership, but I feel like I'm not getting that partnership from my husband.
This is not going to be a regular
An ongoing thing. Okay.
Notice she backed down and said, "Can you please?" You had to ask your husband. That's why I tell, listen, a lot of you single women out here, don't be pressed by married women. I got a husband. You got so many married women out here who are single married women. I mean, these ninjas put a ring on their finger and won't lift the finger. Okay? So she saw right quick. Tisha knew what time it was now. Make no mistake about it. She might have did that for a little camera action, but you notice she humbled herself right away. Babe, it's just going to be this one time, if you don't mind. And he made it clear, hey, this ain't going to be too much now. You ain't going to be asking me to keep my kids too much now. Okay, I know they ain't my kids, but don't be looking for me to help you too many times with them. Continue.
Gotcha.
This is not going to be something that we do.
I'm just getting out there, going to an event with other people that the doorbell just rung.
Look at how he just looked. Marsau was pissed. Oh, if them cameras wasn't there, girl, you probably would have got that Ike Turner.
I love my husband. Sometimes it can just be too much.
Girl, he too much all the damn time.
Hey, girl, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
You look good.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Come here to steal my wife?
That's right. Marsau, I am not stealing your wife. I am rescuing her.
You stealing my wife. In other words, you are trying to, you're intervening in a program that I have set. Most narcissistic ninjas, they don't like you to be in a company of women that are independent, that are confident, because it becomes a threat. He doesn't want anybody intervening in the system or changing the system that he has already set and molded to suit him. They don't like outsiders. Most narcissistic ninjas, they don't like outsiders trying to change anything in their household and marriage. Whether that person is changing it for good or for better, narcissistic ninjas don't like anybody changing their system.
From the last century.
Hey, look, this is good. I want to holler at you about. Listen, you know, Martell, y'all got your thing. You guys are doing what Martell and Melly can do.
Right.
Me and Tisha are doing kind of what me and Tisha do, and it works. So
I think.
okay, well, you can know it does work. Tisha can, go out there, have fun.
We're not going out to have fun. We're going out to network and meet some people.
Make some power moves.
That's right.
Okay, that's kind of not where we're going. We're not going to be a power couple. We're kind of like the regular couple.
Marsau, stop it.
No, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be no Martell. I'm not going to be having 3 kids and working, doing all other stuff.
But you do have just have 3 kids, though, Marsau.
She has 3 kids, and I just have to be their dad.
I did not just tell y'all, hit that like button. Marsau is a man with a family, but he's not a family man. So now at this time before Martell's, adultery hit full throttle, at the time Martell was a hands-on dad, more than Marsau anyway, during that time before he really became the demon that he is, but that's neither here nor there. But at the time, Martell was more of a hands-on dad. He would be home with the kids and allow Mel to kind of you know, make moves, network, and all of that, because Martell, at least at that time, he understood the importance of at least being hands-on with the kids so Melody can be hands-on with the business. So in that aspect, that was the foundation of their household. Well, what the narcissistic ninja, manipulative Marsau, what he's saying is, look here, I already got my wife trained a certain way. I already got it to where she knows to do things the way I want her to do it. And you're coming in here bringing your values, your independence, your beliefs. You're going to mess up my system. You're going to mess up the way I structure Tisha. You're trying to make her this independent woman so we can become a power couple. We're not a power couple. I just want us to be a regular couple, the couple in which she stays in her lane and I continue to call all the shots. Just because you and Martell, that's how y'all run y'all house. Martell keeps the kids while you go network. I don't rock that way around here. I don't keep kids. I have kids, but I don't keep them. That's why Mel was looking like, what? Ninja, what the hell?
Do you think so? Hey, girl. Hey, look at you. Good.
Yeah, he felt some type of way, y'all. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to this one. Hit the like button, y'all, if you haven't already. That's the next scene.
Because Tisha's not dedicated for 2,080 hours. The bottom line is she wants to be a part of it, and she wants to step in and say, I'm going to drive this right here. She can do this until she's tired and then go pick up the kids and pick it up next week or pick it up next month. This is not that kind of operation. You can't just do that. People, they need decisions made. And if she has a PTA meeting that she has to get to, she says, well, I can't do this. My kids are important. I get that, and I understand that. That's why I'm doing this, and we've hired that position out. This is the core issue.
Okay, so I want y'all to peep this and pay attention. This is the art of Marsau's manipulation. The bottom line is Marsau does not want Tisha in his business, period. The less she knows, that is the more that he can control. Okay? And because Tisha wants so badly, she wants that old Mel and Martell power couple thing. She wants that Beyonce, Jay-Z, whatever. She wants that teamwork, okay? The teamwork to make the dream work type thing. However, any man knows that when you bring your wife on board to do a business with you, she still has to be a mom. She still has to be PTA meetings. She still has to do all of that. But women, we have the gift of multitasking. We have the gift of being able to be moms, go to PTA meetings, go start, and still make time for the business. Now, if you peep what Marsau is saying, he is intentionally being nasty. He's saying that she's not fit or equipped to be a businesswoman with him because she has to leave the business to be a mother. What do you not know that women who have their own businesses, they still have to be mothers? I have my own business and I still got to be a mother. And my daughter's 25. But guess what? I can fluctuate it. I can balance it. There's no job in the world that's 24 hours a day. There's no job in the world, whether you have kids or you don't have kids. So what it is, Marsau is using this manipulative strategy tactic of, I really don't want her being a part of the business. So I'm coming up with excuses like, You can't really be dedicated because you got to go to PTA meetings, you got other stuff going on. So that's the reason why I replaced and put other people in the forefront. So you mean to tell me the other people that you replaced besides your wife, they work 24/7 for your business? They don't go on vacations. They don't go and stop and get an iced coffee. Nobody works 24 hours. And this is frustrating Tisha because she knows that Marsau is shitting her. Because it's like, damn if she do, damn if she don't. You know I can't stop being a mom. You know I can't stop going to PTA meetings. You know I can't stop taking the kids to doctor's appointments or getting a haircut. Especially being married to your ass when you the type of husband, you don't even do nothing for the children. It's the audacity. This is his art of manipulation. I don't, and you know what? That's another manipulative tactic of Marsau now that I'm thinking about it. He probably wants to smother her with the children, and the reason why he don't do anything is because the more that she has to deal with the children, that's the less she can worry about. He can worry about her intervening with him and what he wants to do. And you have some husbands that are like that. They want to leave you with all the burden, all the responsibilities, they want to leave you basically holding the majority of the obligations of the marriage and the family so they can have the room to do what they want to do. And this is his manipulative tactic in removing her from the business. Okay? He don't want her there. He don't want her being in partnership, because if he really wanted her to be a part of business, he'd be like, look here, okay, since you got to pick the kids up this time, I can have it to where you can come in at this time, you can do meetings at that time. He will work with her. He will be willing to balance the schedule with her. That way she can still not have to sacrifice one for the other. Okay? He's intentionally coming up with every excuse he could think of, throwing it to the wall, hoping it could stick so he can justify his reasons of her not being there. He don't want Tisha as his business partner. He wants her as the mother to his children and the one who cooks, who cleans, and he has the authority to have her to step in when it's convenient for him. He don't want Tisha being a part of that business. And there's probably some reasons behind he don't want Tisha having any parts within that business. And we're going to discuss that in a few minutes too. Hit that like button, y'all. Let's continue.
She wants to create a lane for herself, and she feels that black is my business, scope is my business, chocolate bottle is my business, and she wants to do her thing. It's not good enough to be Marsau's wife.
This man is exhausted. Y'all, I ain't even drinking no wine. She's lost because she is not, but basically Marsau is not giving her the benefit of the doubt at all. He's telling her, you want to be a part of these businesses, but you can't be a part of these businesses because you got too many other obligations coming on. And that's not enough for me. Being that you have to be a mother, being that you have to cook, you have to clean, and you got all this other stuff going on, that's not good enough for you to be a part of these businesses. I don't want you there. I don't want you a part of that. And really, in actuality, that has nothing to do with the fact that she has other things going on. We all have other things going on. I own my own business, but I still do vlogging. I still do other stuff. He don't want his wife there. Something else is going on with Black. Not just Black. Something else is going on with him mentally. He don't want Tisha with him in that area. And it's killing Tisha's soul because she can't figure it out for the life of her. I want to be a part of it, but you're telling me I can't be a part of it because you want me there 24/7, and you know I can't be there 24/7 because you don't help me with the kids. You don't help me with other things. So she's feeling cheated. Not only is Tisha feeling cheated, she's feeling defeated. And the problem is she loves that man so much that she constantly allows him to pull to pull blinders over her eyes. In her heart, she knows he's playing her and he's manipulating her, but because she wants so badly to not because she wants so badly for other people to not see that her marriage is failing or has flaws, she's suffering in silence. She's suffering in misery. Like, I know my husband's shitting on me. I know he treating me bad, but me walking away or leaving or me standing up and really using my voice, it means that my marriage has failed. I don't want to be like Mel, even though Mel is doing phenomenal and being successful. She doesn't have that level of confidence to say that you are, if I'm telling you I'm thirsty, you give me vinegar and say, here, there's something to drink. So should I be pissed that you gave me something to drink, but damn, you gave me vinegar? And this is Martell. I keep messing up. This is Marsau. Well, damn, at least I gave you some goddamn vinegar. I ain't even had to bring you that. She is suffering, y'all. Suffering in silence. Let's keep listening to the manipulation. There's more to come. And this was their recent reunion, from my understanding.
And Tisha, it's fine to do and it's fun to do, but she lacks the motivation. And this is what I'm saying.
She lacks the motivation because you're not stepping in and lighten the load, Marsau. You're not helping with the kids. You're not helping with anything else. So that's why the motivation isn't there as strongly as it could be.
The motivation that I have to hunt is because I have to kill to eat. I actually have to go out there and run my fastest and get this done.
Again, he using them jobs, he using business as a means to not have to help her. And he's also using that as a means to, if I'm out here hustling and bustling, you need to be doing the same thing, knowing good damn well she can't move the way he moves. So for him to place expectations on her that that he knows that she can't deliver, this is mastermind manipulation at its finest, is because you are intentionally putting me in positions where I can't deliver just to throw on my face that I can't deliver.
Or else my family doesn't eat. It takes that. It takes working till 9, 10 o'clock at night to do that. You can't do that, right?
You can't. It takes 9, 10 o'clock at night. See how he's setting the stage? Make it seem like I got to work day, I got to work night. I have to do all that. You can't do that.
And then that's why I can't do anything. That's what you don't understand. That's what you're not getting. It's like, okay, you guys have daily meetings. Y'all team have a daily meeting. You guys schedule your meeting around this time. I have to pick the kids up from school. Why can't the meeting be earlier where I can make it?
Exactly. And that's what I said earlier, is that because that's the beauty of having your own business. You can format your business and your household to align in a way where you can balance it. Like with my own business, I now have 4-day weekends. I used to do 2-day weekends, but now I do 4-day weekends because I want to get more into my vlogging. I got to get into my housework and all that. But anyway, that's the beauty of your husband and you having a business together. Y'all should be able to come together and balance it. He's not trying to balance it, boo, because he don't want you. He don't want to do business with you. That's why he's intentionally making it difficult for you to be a part of it, because he don't want you to be a part of it. Harsh reality. If y'all haven't already, please hit the like button. To all my mods, if I haven't acknowledged you, my deepest apology. Big ups to all my mods in the building with the wrenches who are here to support. If this is your first time, y'all, listening to my content, join the family. Subscribe. I definitely trying to get back in the algorithms, y'all. So make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Join the family. It's not going to cost you a dime. Thank you.
People show up to construction sites at 6 and 7 in the morning. And no one's waiting till you drop your kids off to start work.
That's not what I'm asking.
That's exactly what
That's not what I'm asking.
But Tish, let me ask you this.
You gotta listen to me. I'm I'm saying like
I don't feel like you listen to me.
Okay, because I know what I'm talking about. You ask me what you should be doing.
Tisha, of passion.
You see how frustrated he is because this is the thing. I'm trying to manipulate you. I'm trying to get you to come to acceptance that you're not capable. Once he gets her to that place to where she gives up and accepts that she's not capable, now he no longer has to keep stressing and giving all these analogies and all these examples as to why she's not capable. So this is what Marsau does. This is another manipulative tactic. He will intentionally make her feel stupid so that she gives up and no longer pushes the issue. He's intentionally, it's called, he's trying to tire her out. He's trying to wear her down, basically, to where she accepts what he's saying. He wants her to basically say, babe, you're right. I'm really not in a position to get up early in the morning because, I do got to take the kids to school. I'm really not in a position to be to the office for 8-9 hours a day because at some point I got to leave the job, do this, do that, do that. In other words, if Tisha disagrees, he says that she's being difficult. And see, because she's disagreeing, she's saying, no, I want to be a part of it. I want to be there. That's not what I mean. I do want to be a part of this. I do want to build this with you. That's not what Marsau, he don't want to hear that. What he wants to hear is, well, you know what? You're right. I have to trust, being that you've been running everything this long, I got to trust that it's better for you to continue to keep running it without me. That's what he'd rather hear. He don't want Tisha constantly coming at him, get with every explanation and every reason and every excuse as to why she would be a benefit to him in the business. He don't want her stating her claim. He don't want her stating her case. He just wants her to humble herself and allow him to do it the way he's been doing it. You continue to take care of the kids. You cook, you clean. I got scope. I got black. I want to run all this over here. Only thing I want you to run is the house. I don't even want you running your mouth. I don't want you speaking on this too much. I don't want you constantly trying to justify or make it make sense. I just want you to go along to get along. I want you to just complete the parts that I need to be completed, which is the house and the kids. I don't want you in the y'all, I'm sounding tired. I don't want you intermixing with my business practices as far as what black and what scoped. Notice the more she keeps rebuttaling and trying to plead to him, the more frustrated he gets because he doesn't want her to he doesn't want her to, I'm losing my train of thought and I just said it. Her disagreeing to him, that's coming off as disrespect. And that is the nature of the narcissistic ninja. Anytime you disagree, they feel like you're trying to belittle them or not respect or acknowledge their intake on the situation as a whole. Y'all got to forgive me. My brain is slowly clocking out, but we're gonna get through this.
Before I ask that, 2 seasons ago, you were very open about the fact that you miss being a mom. Your kids were growing up and you were too busy doing other things and you felt like you missed being a stay-at-home mom. Which option?
Now, pay attention to this. This is going to be interesting, but I'm going to play it. But I want y'all to really focus in on this because it's going to be a catch with this part right here.
Really fuels you. Is it being the rich wife, or do you really want to be a woman who have a full-time career?
No, I enjoy being home and structuring my family life. my life was more balanced when I was a stay-at-home mom.
And so
So notice his eyes is rolling. He's annoyed. He's frustrated. See, Carlos, that was strategy. You put Tisha on the spot because this is what Marsau wanted. He was hoping that someone would put her on the spot because Marsau needs somebody to help him convince her that she need to be at home. She needs to be a mom. She don't need to be worried about black. She don't need to be worried about school and none of my business ventures. Her being slow and not reading the room, she ain't catching on that when Carlos asked her that question, that I really like being a mom, I really enjoy being a mom. In Marsau's mind, he's looking at it like, that's what I know. And that's why your ass need to only focus on being a mother. Now, this is the thing. I'm not saying she doesn't love being a mom. I'm sure she does. But at the same time, Tisha does want her independency. But she does want to be a part of his business. She wants to have what Mel and Martell had. She wants to power couple things. She wants anything that Marsau does business-wise, brand-wise. She wants to be a part of that because she too wants that recognition and admiration. Okay, let's not make it seem like it's only Marsau who wants recognition and admiration. Tisha wants that too. She doesn't want to be the wife in the background. She wants to be the Beyonce type wife. She wants her work to be noticed just as much as her husband, right? So, because she acknowledges that, that is what frustrates Marsau. Like, see, I told you. You up here admitting that you'd rather be a mom. So why can't you just be a goddamn mom and stop trying to worry about being a part of black and being a part of Scope? When she should have said was, I love being a mom, but what I really want more than anything is to also be in partnership with my husband. But let's continue.
you don't get to be a stay-at-home mom boss.
Kimmy, what is it Tisha getting?
To be fair, I'm here for whatever she wants, but
Here come Kimmy, always trying to play mutual. She gets so much. She's like a yeast infection. But anyway, let's go.
I too don't always know which one it wants to be. I do believe in her spirit. As a sister, she was happier at home with her kids. Trying to be this boss person, I think, stresses her.
Oh. Look how Marsau looking. Hit that like button. You notice he kind of smiling like, yes, someone is helping to convince her she needs to be home with the kids and not doing business with me because I want to frolic and do whatever I do at Black and Scope and I don't have you around buzzing around like a mosquito annoying me. He's seeing, see, Tisha, it ain't just me who's noticing that. And in actuality, Marsau don't care that she wants to be an at-home mom. He wants to make sure that she's aware that because she desires that is what she needs to do. He's using that to his advantage. It's not because he cares about her being a mom and enjoying being a mom. He just don't want Tisha nowhere near the things that he's doing. And Kimmy running her mouth and not reading the room, she's not understanding. She helped to prove that point because even Kimmy said, honestly, I saw her better as a mom. Being a boss lady, sometimes she struggled with that. And let me pause right there. I'm going to be honest. I think Tisha wanted that Mel and Martell thing. I really believe she wanted to be that boss lady like Mel. Now, keep in mind, remember when Tisha tried to do the hair product line because Melody had the hair product line. I think Tisha tries to copycat being a boss lady and she just don't have it. I believe her heart is in the right place. I believe she really wants that because you got some married women that are like this, y'all. They feel like whatever their husband do, they supposed to be in on it. Okay, that makes them feel more married. If me and my husband, he has a business, my name on the business, he got a truck, I got a truck. In Marsau's own manipulative ass way, he has a point that she's not really boss lady material. Letitia is not one. She wouldn't even know how to talk in a conference. So what you're saying is if we sign this contract for $50,000 that we'll be able to go ahead and start the project. She's not one. Tisha doesn't have good vocabulary in business. She's not business savvy like that. But let's not make no mistake about it. Marsau loves that she's not business savvy like that. And he wants her to stay not business savvy like that, because that keeps more control in the marriage when she's not knowing what's going on with the business. As long as she's not a part of the business, she can't put in her input. She can't complain. She can't nag. If he hires certain women, she can't say something like, well, why did you hire her? And why did he don't want Tisha in the business. He don't want that. Marsau is a single married man. But notice how his demeanor is different, because he's glad other people are agreeing with him, and Kimmy helped to co-sign on his narrative.
Being a stay-at-home mom, sometimes you can lose yourself and everything is just about the kids. And I love it.
You're a great
I
mom.
always just felt like I don't want to lose me.
Women say that kind of stuff. Like, guys give up our most precious asset, our time, for others. My biggest frustration this whole time is when you're like, I'm frustrated. And now I can see if you're saying I'm frustrated, I'm laying on the couch. But you're saying I'm frustrated. Wow.
Oh my gosh, y'all forgive me. It's 12:48 going on 1 a.m. where I'm at. Okay. So she should have said it from the beginning, but she just acknowledged it. She basically saying, I like being a mom, I love being a mom, but I don't want my life to only be confined to just being a mom. That's not all I want. I want to have other things going for myself. Righteously so. I think any woman who wants any self-worth, she shouldn't confine herself to just being one thing. She should always kind of explore and expand her talents, her gift, her calling, whatever that may be. However, this is the manipulation of Marsau. See, he was fine. Again, she's going against the grain. When Tisha disagrees, that puts him in a battlefield where he feels like, I still have to convince you, even after Carlos made you admit that you only want to be you love being a mother, which we know that's not what she meant. What Tisha was saying, I love being a mom, but I want to do other things. But see, Marsau, he wants to twist the narratives and make her feel bad and make her feel like a liar, because how you going to say you love being a mom, but at the same time you complaining that you want to do other things? I'm not complaining that something is wrong with me just being a mom. I'm not saying I hate that, but I want to do things other than just be a mom. So the fact that after what Carlos said, after how she responded to Carlos saying she loves being a mom, and the fact that even Kimmy called it out and said that, honestly, it seemed like she kind of struggled being a businesswoman. And the fact that she's saying she wants to do both, to Marsau, that pissed him off. Because he's like, you're complaining when I'm creating a life in which you shouldn't complain. You married to a man that wants to run all the businesses, all the finances, and yet you want to complain. The only thing you need to run is just taking care of the kids. And what Tisha is saying, I don't want to just have that part of your life of keeping your children and just being your wife. I want to be your partner and your business partner. Marsau don't want that. And there's something going on behind the scenes as to why Marsau does not want Tisha being in black, being in scope. It's a reason he's constantly coming up with excuses, trying to convince her not to be a part of it, because there's some other motives going on. But we will continue.
I know that sometimes you don't know what it's for. Like, I mean, if you could buy 10 acres and carve a 15,000 square foot house to the side of a mountain and still get complaints, like, I don't know if I can do much more.
Marsau, are you fearful that this won't be figured out? Divorced.
He won't out of that marriage. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Hit 1 in the chat if y'all think he wants out of that marriage. Hit 2 if you think he wants to stay in a marriage, but he just wants Tisha to comply. Me personally, I believe he's past the complying. He wants out. He's turning up the dramatics. He had to grab a tissue. I ain't seen an ounce of a tear come out. And Tisha is sitting there oblivious. You're not getting it. You're not reading the room. This man does not honor this marriage. He's coming up with every reason, making you feel like you're not appreciating him. He's not doing enough. Like, what he really wants to say, he hasn't had the balls to say it yet, is that I want out. I already feel like you don't appreciate me. You don't trust me to run this business alone. You want to be a part of it. I really don't think we need to be together. But see, Marsau wants her to be the one to say that. And you have a lot of men, they'll play them kind of games. They'll do everything in their power to make you so miserable with them to where you finally say, you know what, F it. If you want to be happy, fine. Let's just go sign his paper. I believe he wants Tisha to be the one to make the move, but we know Tisha not going to do that. So there's going to be a lot of misery for a while until somebody has the courage to say, you know what, this ain't working. He tired of that marriage. He don't want it no more. That's what I'm gathering from this.
Is that one of your fears?
Okay, moving on to the next scene. Okay, I'm going to try to peep this scene too when she tries to get sexy for him, y'all. Okay, let me play the other little part. Okay. All right, here it goes. Hit the like button, y'all, if you haven't already. Welcome in if you're a new subscriber.
I had to catch a later flight. I hope that this makes Tisha annoyed with me because I know she wanted it for a long time.
Oh, Mr. Scott.
Hey,
How was your flight?
better now.
Happy to see you. That doesn't matter who's watching. So happy to see you.
Now, you see, she's trying to be romantic, sexy, turn him on. Pay attention to the scene here.
Well, that's not what I expected,
Yes, I'm happy you're here.
but I'll take it. I like this surprise.
Thank you.
This is exactly what I need after the long day.
No kids, just peace and quiet, a little adult time, a little work.
Coordinate a lot of stuff. Make phone calls all day today, all day tomorrow.
Here you go, talking about business. Like, can we not appreciate this moment right here?
I'm sorry. It's a business trip.
Yeah, when it comes to her, because he don't want to be bothered with he don't want to be bothered with her. Soon as he's around Tisha, he automatically, his mind goes other places. This is when you know a man is checking out of his marriage, when he can't even be around you and not think about other bullshit. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when me and my dude get ready to get on, he ain't thinking about, okay, I got a roofing project I got to do, or I got to do this lady house tomorrow. No, we trying to do what grown-ups do, okay? Because we both stressed out. We both had a long week. You know, hey, you know, it's important that you feed each other's needs. This ninja is sitting up here with his wife sitting on him half naked, and he's thinking about it. Y'all get my drift. Let me go. Let's go.
We got to call hands up, make sure we got 100 pounds of black on deck. I just want to make sure we put it on the front of our mind so we don't check and make sure it came.
Okay.
So what we have tomorrow? We got to get that meeting tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, got to make sure that goes cool. All right. But then I just want to make sure that we're still on a business trip. Just want to make sure everything is still going on before we plan. So we got meetings tomorrow. We got dinner with Uncle Mike, and then
You're gonna have a very busy day. I did call Jalen while we was shopping.
Cool.
I just, checked on Black, made sure everything was going good. Just wanted to let him.
Okay, y'all. So that basically ends that scene. I didn't keep it there after that. Okay, so this is the next scene. But y'all get my drift. He's not even into her trying to get into him, seducing him. His mind was somewhere else.
Jasmine.
Girl, mayhem.
Yep, Mario's higher.
Okay, so that's why I go to the next scene, y'all.
I don't think that it's just like, for example, me still trying to figure out my role with everything within your business. Like, although we talked about your business partner, Gino, coming on, I didn't know ahead of time that you was going to, like, pretty much hire him as an employee with Scope. I always thought it was like a partnership. And then, although I'm 85% ownership of Scope, you're still doing the day-to-day transactions.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the mastermind manipulation of Marsau. She's basically telling him, okay, this is both our business according to what you're saying, but I'm seeing that you're making decisions, you're doing things without letting me in, you're hiring people, but you gave me this indication that this is our business. So let's continue.
I want to make sure that when you're making these decisions, I still want you to run those, decisions by me.
But you're saying as the owner of the company should be involved in the hiring and firing?
Yeah. Nobody should come to me and provide me with information about the company that I don't know about ahead of time, is what I'm saying. Why do you disagree?
Because you're the owner.
Now, listen to the manipulation. She just said, we both the owners. So anytime you make decisions, I need to be in on it. And he says he disagrees. Now, I want y'all to listen to why he disagrees with her being in on everything. But the business, even though according to him, she's the owner of it. Pay attention. I don't need y'all being slow. Pay attention.
And the proper ownership of a corporation is understanding there's a separation between the owner of the company and the daily operations of that. I'm the role of the president. You're the role of the owner. Play your role. Robert Kraft can't throw a 15-yard out. I'm saying Robert Kraft can't throw a 15-yard out, but he has people that he hires to do that. Tom Brady wins all these championships. Now Robert Kraft has him sitting inside of his field. Why? Because he owns the team.
If I'm the owner, I own the building, the desk, the everything, and I get kicked out of my own office, Scope would not be where it's at today if it wasn't for me. So make that make sense. Okay. So that means I don't have to really be involved in any other things. Just, collect my money and keep it moving.
Essentially, I am way more credentialed than G. He has way more experience than me. It would be crazy for me to walk into the office and start telling him, oh, no, don't do it like this. I'm the boss, right?
Do y'all peep the manipulation? Well, for those of y'all who are mentally challenged, this is what he's trying to convince her. Just like teacher said, if we both are owners of this business, I'm supposed to be in on whatever decisions are being made. Once again, he's trying to make sure he removes Tisha from being a part of this business. So what he is basically saying to her is, yeah, you are the boss. I'm the owner and you are the boss as well. But just because you are the boss, that don't mean you need to be a part of the business. This is the reason why I picked other people to fill in the shoes that you weren't aware of, because even as a boss, you have to know when you are not skilled in certain stuff or you lack expertise in certain things. You don't need to be a part of that. You need just to fall back, let the people that we hired do the things that you can't specialize in doing, even though you're the boss. If this is not manipulation at a top tier level, I don't know what is. In other words, this is what he's doing. He's trying to make Tisha feel safe by saying, yeah, you are the boss. So he's making her think, I am letting you be a part of it. I am letting you run it, but I ain't letting you run it because I'm letting somebody else run it. But you are the boss. This is what confuses Tisha about everything. Marsau will give you salt and call it sugar. And when you taste the salt and you know it's salt, he'll still say it's sugar. He's been playing with her like this the majority of that marriage. And see, this is what happens when these ninjas come into your life when you were young, like a 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 type of thing. When you build a bond with them at such a young age, sometimes they think you still that little girl that they first met, and they still treat you as such. They still handle you as such. If your husband met you at 15, 16, and here it is, y'all in y'all 40s and 50s, he still think he can treat you like that little ass girl who don't know no better. And Marsau is manipulating Tisha by saying, you are the boss, but I don't want you being in on the business. I'm giving you something, but I don't want you in on it.
When the truth is, no matter what my level of ownership is, he may have more experience in this area.
But what if he does not have more experience than you, but he feels like his idea may be a little bit better than yours?
And sometimes I feel like, well, there's a deal. It's my obligation to communicate.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the communication between you and I is even extremely important. Like even with Gino moving into the office, like I know you said you communicated that to me, and I'm like, no, you didn't. I didn't know that. We talked about us building stability, but we didn't talk about.
Now she did just flip it on him just now, which was kind of strategic on her end. Okay, well if that's the case, let's say you letting this person, even though you're the boss, you seeing this person doing things out of pocket that you may be more smarter in him at. How do you go about that? And that's when he says we communicate. And that's what she said, well, that's what you should have been doing with me. See, she kind of outsmarted him on that. But even then, the mastermind manipulative Marsau still curved that by saying, hey, yeah, we communicate, but even with that, I still have to allow him to do his thing. He still got around her, and he's been doing that with her the majority of their marriage. He always gets around her, even if she makes perfect sense, even if she challenges his viewpoints and his perspective. He always finds a way to override her, and he's been doing that for years. She's never had a voice in that marriage. Next scene.
We're gonna come back better.
Every single time. It's how did we get here? Every single time.
You know? All right, listen. It sounded like they were trying to smooth stuff out with us, and then it's like, all right, now we're gonna.
No. T wants the same energy about, he's not doing mine, he's not doing my stuff. But I think that she has to look at some different things. She got to back up off it a little bit. She's like, well, yeah, Kimmy's wondering about you taking too long on Jordan Lane, and man, you're taking too long on my bit. I'm like, well, T, what else am I doing, sweet? When I'm not doing your office, what am I doing? At home playing a video game? Or am I working on Whitehall, working on my son in Auburn? Am I building Scott Manor?
I'm sure she's like, but do it for me.
Who have I been doing it for?
Man loves your bathwater. And so I hate when y'all have these conversations.
I know, but I've been trying to be patient. And it's like, I didn't used to say things to Marsau. I just let it slide. But now I'm like, I tried the nice t-shirt. I tried, hey, babe, how you doing today? Oh, can I get an update? Or what's going on with this? It changed.
Because he don't want your ass in it. You keep pushing yourself, and that's what makes him mean. That's what makes him snap, because he don't want you being a part of it, Tisha. Tisha thinks she could play it safe by being nice, asking nicely, asking calmly. Well, babe, so what's going on at Black? How's the businesses going? Tisha, everything's fine. Fine? I mean, you mean it's just fine? I mean, I'm like, is there... Come on, we have a business. Like, how's the clientele going? How's the finances going? I mean, how's it going with the hiring process? Like, Marsau, I mean, you have to give me way more information than it's just fine and everything going great. You're not really letting me in on anything, babe. And I just really like, I want to know that, everything is going well. Not just it's going fine, Well, Tisha, this is the thing. Even if I told you everything that was going on, it still won't be enough to keep you content. So why should I even go into all of that? Bae, Marsau, Marsau, Marsau. Why are you making it so complicated? All I'm saying is I want more information, and you're shortchanging me. I just want to be included. That's all. Okay, Tisha. Well, if you want to be included, you know, just continue to keep asking me what's going on, and then I'll keep you included.
As soon as I asked about a project that he's working on for me, it changed.
Stop saying we're on the same team. We're not on the same team.
We're not on the same team because I don't want you on the same team. So the reason I'm being addicted to you is because every time you try to make yourself part of the team, I get frustrated, I get aggravated, I snap at you because I'm already making plans. I'm already doing things my way. And here it is, you come buzzing in my ear, wanting to add your opinion, wanting to add your perspective. Listen, the man cannot stand Tisha, okay? He can't stand his wife. He tolerates her, but he can't stand her. And even Maurice is looking like, huh? How you want her to be a part of the team, but you don't want her to be a part of the team?
You don't think Tisha's a teammate? As a teammate, you don't get that saying, well, what about my stuff? She said these in her own words. When it's scoped, this is kind of your thing. When it's black, this is kind of your thing. Now, I looked at it, I'm like, dog, Reese got Millie, you got Jalen, Kenny, everybody. I went for the date. I'm in my truck. And finally, at Black, I built a team. Finally, at Scope, we built a team. People that actually looked at me and they say, oh, I can listen to that. I'll talk to T. I say, babe, I was thinking about this. She said, I wouldn't want to do nothing stupid. Like, okay, what? Like, she just shoots the idea down without, like, you have to understand that across the board, I'm doing it BMDS by my damn self. It's disheartening to hear that Marsau feels Tisha's not on his team. I think that that's a measure of clarity that anybody wants from their life partner. Basically, when you're dealing with family and your spouse, you don't want to have to look over your shoulder and worry do they have their back. So this is something that needs to get figured out quick.
Marsau is so full of doo-doo, no wonder his eyes are dark brown. The man don't want Tisha in the business. So any little thing she does, he's gonna make it difficult. That's just the whole bottom line. He doesn't mind being her partner, but he doesn't want to be her business partner. There's something else he got going on with these businesses. Anytime a man does not want you as the wife in his business, it's because of something else going on.
You're saying we should be teammates. She doesn't feel like she's a teammate. If you don't feel like a teammate, you don't act like a teammate. I think the issue is inclusion.
Exactly. See, even Maurice, which he's slow sometimes, but then he have his moments where he does catch on. He's saying that you want her to be a part of the team, but if she doesn't feel like she's a part of the team and you always excluding her from everything, how is she going to, feel like she's a part of the team? Which makes sense.
Maurice, I tell her this. I'm like, listen, there's nothing I have that you're not on. And she feels that she needs to create her own glory. That's Marsau's glory. Hey, listen, if you tired of being in Marsau's shadow because you want to do this right here, don't do it. We didn't make 5-year plans by Marsau saying you're gonna do this, you're gonna stay at home. She was working and calling me saying, I don't want to be here. I said, I'll figure it out. She begged to come home. I worked 2-3 jobs just so that she could have that life. Then it's like, you know what? I'm tired of this 5-year plan. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to be a real estate agent. Okay, cool. Or, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to get this. Cool, that makes sense for us. And this whole journey of finding yourself and doing all this right here. But it's like, my dedication has been to the team every time. And so now she's doing a different thing and this right here.
I just feel like it's like a new.
Okay, now I will say this. He probably had a point there. I think Tisha is a copycatter. I think she tries to grab at different things in hope that she lands something. She wants to be male so bad. And I'm always believe that. I don't care. And whoever come in the comment section, if you come at me sideways about it, I'm just going to remove you. It don't matter to me. Anyway, I do believe she's tried to grab at everything, and for husbands, sometimes that can be frustrating. If one minute you want to open a hair salon and then you do that for like 6 months and then you realize I don't want to do that no more. I want to start a child care. It can become very expensive every time a man is supporting your dreams and you're not dedicated, you're not consistent. It can be very frustrating. I've seen many men experience many men go through that, buying all kind of equipment, buying a food truck, doing all this and that, only for the wife to find out after doing a business for 6 months that it's more than what she thought, and here it is, he done lost money. So a man cannot keep investing in a woman who does not have any real security about what she needs to be doing in life. But however, I also still believe that he does not want Tisha being a part of the businesses. He don't want her in on the money. He don't want her in on other things he got going on in the business that he don't want her to know about. And this is the last scenery of the night, y'all, before I go into my conclusion.
I understand you have to work. But it's like, when does it come a time where it's like, babe, I'm going to make time for you too? What do you want from me? Do you want me to walk away? Is that what you want?
Can I answer that? Yes, he does want you to walk away, but he knows you're not going to. So therefore, he's just going to continue to be in a dick, continue to be in a butthole, continue to be in complicated and difficult. He's going to keep doing all of that until you get frustrated enough to leave, which we know you're not. So therefore, you're just going to be signing up for a lifetime of membership to misery.
No, you can't buy me out the comments. So, you want to teach me?
Yeah, let me repeat that back. I want y'all to hear that.
Do you want me to walk away? Is that what you want? No, you can't buy me out the comments. So, you want to teach me?
See, he got mad just that quick. Anytime Tisha disagrees, he sees it as being difficult. Yeah, that's the line I keep forgetting, y'all. Every time Tisha disagrees, he considers her being difficult. And because she said, no, you cannot buy me out. See how his mood switched? See how angry he became? Because he's used to Tisha complying. And when you're dealing with the nature of a narcissistic ninja, they are not used to you going against the grain. And because she's now standing on business and not backing down, now this means Marsau's in a position to where he has to be more nastier and difficult than he's ever been, because again, his mission is to make her so miserable to where she gives in and just complies with what he wants. And in this instance, it doesn't seem like she's doing that.
Why can't you just hear the words I'm saying? Why is it that after 2 decades of me working my ass off for every day, I can't even get a wife I can't even get a wife who I do everything for to even hear the words out of my mouth?
No, she's hearing you. The problem is she's not responding the way you want her to respond. He was hoping that she would say, babe, you know what? I am too busy. I'm not business savvy. I don't mind you buying me out. Because she disagreed, she has turned his animosity up towards her to another volume. Hit that like button, y'all. If I am speaking the truth today, if I'm dropping some gems today, I need to see the love. Show a sister some love up in here. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
I want you to know this. I want you to know to the bottom of my heart that, hey, while I'm doing and telling people about what they should do in their marriage, my man is begging me for help. My man is begging me to listen to, and I won't listen to the man who's dedicated his life to. I want you to know that, because that's exactly how I feel. I feel like I am 100% alone. I do not have a teammate, and even when I try to communicate to the best of my knowledge, I simply cannot, because I have a wife who says she loves me, but she refuses to listen to me.
No, it's not that she refuses to listen to you. She refuses to submit to your shenanigans. And see, but Tisha doesn't know that. Right now, she is feeling guilty. He's always been able to work his manipulative magic, and that's why she's sitting there silent. She's sitting there lost. She's confused because she feels in her mind, um no matter what I do, he discredits me. Now if you peep the manipulation, he's saying he want to buy her out, but at the same time he's saying she's not a team player. She doesn't have his back. You can't have both ways. It's like you telling me to make you a sandwich, and then I make you a sandwich, and because I didn't cut the sandwich diagonally, you want to discredit me and say I didn't make you a sandwich because I failed you in not cutting your sandwich correctly, overlooking the fact that I even made your ungrateful ass a sandwich. But let's go.
I'm hurting. I have a wife. When I try to talk to her, she's tearing me down, saying, "Why would you say this? Well, why would you do this?" Instead of actually listening and understanding my feelings.
I'm hurting because you won't agree. You won't go along with what I want you to. I'm not hurting. Let me correct that. He's not hurting. He's pissed. He's mad. I got something else going on at Black. I got something else going on with these businesses. And the fact that you keep questioning me, the fact that you want to be involved, it just makes me more frustrated with you and more frustrated with this marriage that I really don't want. And you know what? The reason why Tisha is crying is because she rarely ever sees him this frustrated. Marsau has something going on. He's way too adamant about her not being a part of these businesses. He's making himself look guilty, but instead he's flipping it and making her feel guilty about wanting to be a part of something that he knows he doesn't want her a part of because he has another agenda going on with it.
I don't know where we go from here. I feel like I have done my part. I tried to be involved, but it's like you're pushing me away.
And that's what he's doing. Every time she does try to step up, he pushes her away. If he tells her, I need you to go right, she goes right. Then he say, no, 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 no. I ain't say go right. I need you to go left. Then she'll go left. They're like, no, 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 no. I don't need you to go left. I need you to go down. And she'll go down. No, 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 no. I want you to come up. She can't win with him. And guess what? You can't win with a man who don't want to be with you. Period.
And there's only so many times that I can keep trying before I give up and feel like you don't want me around.
Yeah. The key word, you're going to keep trying until you give up, and that's the problem. You ain't going to give up, and until you do, since he don't have the courage to do it, he's just going to keep making you miserable.
Like, you're saying all these things that you're on your own because you're choosing that path.
Exactly.
And you may feel alone in business, but I feel alone as well.
I don't know why. I don't know why I talk.
I agree with her on that. She said, you may be alone in the business, but I'm alone as well. And she is. She's alone raising the kids. And it's funny, he's not looking at what she's alone in. See how he's rebuttaling? He didn't even take in what she just said. But let her rebuttal something, and he'll say, you're not taking in what I'm telling you.
Because it's clear you don't care.
Sorry.
No, you're not sorry. No, you're not sorry. No, you're not sorry. You're patronizing, and you don't give a.
This is so up.
Yeah, it is. You know what? No, let's go.
No.
Let's go.
This is so up. Like, you just ruined the whole moment.
Come on,
No,
baby.
I don't want to go.
I made a mistake trying to talk to you.
No, I don't want to go.
I'm about to get back.
I made a mistake trying to talk to you because I thought the conversation was going to go the way I wanted to go. I thought you was going to say, okay, babe, if you want to handle the businesses on your own, be my guest. I will fall back. And it ain't went that way.
Okay, this is so crazy.
I can't even be listened to. Maybe I'm just not smart.
Clearly, Marsau and I were not on the same page, and we haven't been on the same page for a while. I am hopeful that we'll work it out. I just don't see how after this. I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, Marsau, get it together. Get it together.
All right, y'all. So as y'all can see, honey, she's lost. She's frustrated because she can't figure out what to do to make things right. And when a man really doesn't want his marriage, there's nothing you can do to make it right. Now I'm going to show y'all this one last thing before I get ready to shut it down because y'all done been with me. Oh, I can't believe it was this long, but baby, this was a lot to break down. But let me show you this one last thing. Let me see. Let me get it. Let me get it. Well, you know I have Facebook here, and I follow Caramel Rail on Facebook. Shout out to her, and she was the one who informed me of what ended up being the situation with Marsau's arrest. So Caramel says, so Marsau was arrested at Black on June 28, 2006 at 5:30 a.m. on Sunday for harassment, simple assault, and a writ warrant for not showing up for a super speeding ticket, which that's a separate issue. Also posted this as recent response regarding the arrest, which is not nothing, so I'm not going to read that. He's not admitting to anything, so that's a waste of time. What happened? June 28, 26, allegedly, a female employee, listen, y'all, a female employee at Black, the same business that he don't want his wife to be a part of, had a verbal altercation with her boyfriend, and Marsau decided to insert himself in a fight ensued. Mind you, Black was supposed to have been closed as of 12 midnight. But he was arrested at 5:30 a.m. at Black, his business where he doesn't want Tisha to be a part of. Of course, this will be a storyline per Carlos King, but Marsau is said to be a hero for breaking up an altercation between female employee and her boyfriend. Now, if that ain't full of crap, I don't know what is. Shout out to Caramel Rail, y'all. So nobody's not buying that. It's several things wrong with that. I don't know why I can't exit that out. But nobody's not buying that story because the math ain't mathing. First of all, why was Marsau still at the club at 5:30 a.m.? If the business normally closes around midnight, what was there a private event? Were employees still cleaning up? I mean, was he socializing after hours? Was the closing time different that night? Was there a special event? What was going on? Being at 5 a.m. just doesn't sound right. Now, I looked up the hours. I'm going to look back up the hours. Hold on, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it right here so y'all can see. Black. Let me put this because I want y'all to see these hours. Club. Black. Unspell. Let's see these hours. Let's see these hours. Black cigar. Okay. All right, let's see these hours. I want to see the hours. I ain't concerned. Okay, let me do it this way because I want to check out these hours. No, I seen it earlier. Okay, this might be it here where it shows the hours. Okay, so these are the hours. Okay, so all right, come on now, don't act crazy. Saturday 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and Sunday 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. All right, so let's say even if it was Saturday going into Sunday, the club closes at 2 a.m. on a Saturday and it closes at 12 a.m. on a Sunday. Okay, so this is back to what we were saying. Okay, the math ain't mathing. All right. The problem is, it was around 5:30. If he was simply helping, how did it become assault and harassment? That's the next question. One possibility is maybe he genuinely did try to intervene when he saw one of his female employees was in a conflictual situation. Maybe there was something that escalated physically. Police determined there was probable cause to arrest based on witness statements. Maybe more than one person was there and saw this person who just stormed up in there, and for whatever reason, this man decided to become aggressive, and Marsau felt like he still had to step in. Did he intend to stop an altercation? Or during that intervention, actions occurred that led police to file charges. Other questions: who called the police? Who was listed as the complainant, the one who made the complaint? Were there independent witnesses? Who else was there at that bar, y'all, that time of the morning? Was surveillance footage available? What do the police reports actually say? Were injuries documented? Were charges filed because of physical contact, threatening behavior, or both? I don't know, y'all. Something ain't adding up. And like I said, the fact that Marsau is so adamant and not wanting Tisha to be a part of the business and on her wanting to sign out, something is going on, y'all. So anyway, these are some of the comments here on what people is kind of thinking, their intake on it. Okay. Well, let's not forget Bugs, who said that Marsau had a threesome at Black with Tisha, makeup artist, who was his girlfriend and her homegirl. He was posting text messages on his stories to her. He secretly recorded Marsau, who said he tried to mess him out of $30,000. He was on his stories going to F off. He exposed it with AL. When Marsau ran him his $30,000 back, he tried to put Isha on Kiki and Tisha weak ass for the the dick joint lie and put on Kiki, knowing damn well Kiki had nothing to do with it. I will forever love Stormy for speaking up for Kiki and telling the truth. Like Stormy said, everybody in Huntsville know Marsau sleep with other people. That's why I was shocked that Destiny was even friends with Tisha, because she's cool with females she knows slept with him. If he wasn't arrested at 5 a.m., it's because the boyfriend said, what's taking y'all so long? Ooh, they ain't typing right. Crazy. And so was up there doing something simple. I will find my own phone to find the screenshots. Okay, so all right, so look like this is somebody put a picture of some guy named Bugs saying Marsau was smashing his female. Okay, y'all. Yes, a whole lot going on, but it's getting late with this situation. But based off of everybody in the comment section, from what I read, everybody feel like at this point, Marsau is smashing somebody, and the person probably suspected his woman wasn't picking up the phone, or he knew she was working, but it was way past the hours, and dude, whoever, Mr. Mystery Man, felt some type of way, came up there, saw something out of pocket, and it all went left. But this is just speculation, and it is alleged. We don't know for sure. No one's confirmed yet. But somebody needs to get a hold of that police report. Somebody needs to. I hope the person who he had the incident with speaks out on it, or maybe somebody who knows of the person who had the incident with him speaks out on it. It's going to come out sooner than later, so I guess at some point we can just, wait on the details on that. But y'all, I say all that to say the math ain't mathing. Something is going on. This is the reason why he don't want Tisha in. He is a mastermind manipulator, and for that, sooner than later, karma is definitely going to be visiting him very soon. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all for hanging in there with me all of these hours. If the content is too long, I advise that you probably watch half of it, pause it, and then come back and watch the rest. Many clips had to be introduced into this segment because I wanted y'all to see the pattern, and I had to break down each and every element. But yes, it's been confirmed. Marsau is the top tier manipulator. Martell ain't got nothing on Mr. Marsau. Anyway, y'all, before y'all exit, hit that like button. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for hanging in there with me for 2 hours and 18 minutes. And again, I will talk to y'all another time. And I know it's been long, but I owed it to y'all since I haven't been uploading as consistently as I should. But y'all be blessed and take care.